basically admitted that he is in conversation, or his team is in conversation with Americans related to it might not be true. I'm just telling you what's
no, they denied. The foreign minister denied, the parliament speaker denied, and also the state TV denied as well that they are in talks.
So wait, they're denying that Donald Trump is striking a deal with them, or they're denying that
they're denying that they are negotiating. They said there is no negotiation.
No, that's not all them. That's not all them. Please let me talk. I know who's talking to Trump.
Who is?
Okay, so. Yeah, thank you guys. So first off, I'm getting more proud and more proud voting to this genius guy Trump. You know, but now there is two type of people in that 20% of the regime supporters. All of them has blood on their hand, and I hate all of it. But there is two type there. Definitely, there is two group who hated Ayatollah Khamenei within that regime. I'm talking about within that regime. Don't get me wrong, I hate them all. But there is a two type. So now there is a two type Ayatollah. I will name them. That Trump probably is talking to them, or talking with the group who has contact with them. Number one is Rouhani, former president, who criticized Ayatollah Khamenei publicly many times, and he has been threatened by Khamenei supporters. Number two Ayatollah is Molavi Abdul Hamid, who is Sunni. So please think wisely who Trump is talking to. Yes, TV, national TV.
Wait, one second. Trump came out and said that he's speaking with a respected leader, and I doubt that he's speaking to a Sunni cleric on the issue to Iran. I doubt it.
Then another guy. Okay.
I don't accept your argument that these are the only two options we have. How do we know he's not speaking to the president? How do we know he's not speaking to Khomeini?
Well, yeah, because the president cannot, because everybody connected to the officials in this government administration now in Iran. Are you guessing? I'm guessing.
Well, no, not even that he's guessing. Like he talks about a governing. Hold on, you're talking about a governing body in Iran. Who's the governing body in Iran again? Remind me.
The government, the administration, Pezeshkian, there's judiciary.
No. I'm not talking about Pezeshkian.
It's IRGC right now.
It's not IRGC. That's the point, right? He's making the argument that this is a binary option in terms of who Trump could be talking to. I don't accept that. He could certainly be talking to Peshkin. You don't have an intact operating government outside of the president at this point. We don't even know if Khomeini is alive right now. He could be. He's so sorely wounded. Khomeini Jr., whatever his name is. I'm not going to try and remember all these names. Khomeini Jr. He's so mortally wounded. He hasn't even put out a full statement with him on camera. He's only putting out written statements. And then put out by the Council of the Clerics to try and make it look like he's still alive. We don't know that. So that's my point. You're giving us alternatives and binaries that you yourself can't even justify or validate.
Yeah, I'm saying Trump is talking with the opposition within that Revolutionary Guard. Opposition within that regime. That's what I'm saying.
Can I ask you a question?
That's a guess. Yeah.
How many people did Rouhani kill?
Many people. Since 1980s, he has lots of blood in his hands.
Oh,
but
so
look, Trump. But
what
look,
about
Trump.
The other guy? What about the other guy that you named? You named someone I don't even know.
Yeah. I'm saying those people are fine.
Of Iranians would approve Rouhani. Give me, if you were to guess. Because now we're talking about half of IRGC supporters, because half of them are going to even reject Rouhani. So what
Yes, more than half.
What percentage of Iranians will approve Rouhani?
5%.
Do you think Trump is going to gamble putting Rouhani and stuff?
No, he's not.
In Iran?
No, he won't. No, Trump is talking to someone who can at least make the situation for the Iranian people to bring the temper down. That's what he's doing. He doesn't want to make Rouhani next Ayatollah. He want to talk to some people who has some access to
But what is
IRGC.
Rouhani gonna do? Why would Rouhani even help? Because in the future,
Yeah,
Rouhani's
doesn't make
gonna go
sense.
prison. He's gonna be executed for all the lives that he's taken, for all the blood he has in his hands.
If Rouhani comes up today and say, yes, I talked to Trump, then trust me, the whole regime will start collapsing. That's the strategy. The whole regime will start collapsing. They will kill each other. They will kill each other.
Rouhani,
What is your...
Rouhani, he knows that people don't want him, and because of the number of blood on his hand, people are going to prosecute him if they even let him live.
Okay, Sarah, may I ask a question? May I ask a question for you? I already asked a question. So may I ask a question for you, Sarah? So we know that probably 80% are against this regime and 20% are supporting this regime inside Iran. How many percent of those 20% do you think will vote for Rouhani today?
I believe 20% of inside Iran support.
How many percent do you believe? 10%?
Maybe 10% and half of that.
Okay.
After that, whether regime changes or not, they won't even blink. They're not gonna be fighting.
How many percent do you think Rouhani has support? We think it's 10%.
No, because it's 5, maybe couple percent, 2%.
So let's say that 10% is 100%. How many percent of those 100% Rouhani supporters?
What are you doing? Like, to confuse people?
Okay, that's enough.
I'm a professor.
That's enough.
But why are you making people on the stage and in the audience confused?
Okay, so Sarah, what I believe in is that actually, if Trump find a chance to negotiate with anyone within Iran, so they accept the complete surrender, and also it's the same as toppling the regime. I mean, if someone negotiating in Iran, if someone accept the complete surrender and then accept
complete
to
surrender is not called negotiation.
No.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly. That's the least that Trump wants. Okay, exactly. I know. But if someone within Iran, within the regime, accept that in terms of maybe to get some points in a set, like get like some immunity or something like that, the Trump, I'm sure that gonna accept that because he wants to end the war ASAP with less cost. So that might be an option.
Listen, if they surrender, anybody who can get them to surrender has to deal with U.S. at any point of this war. There's no doubt about that.
Exactly.
They will give them the deal to go to Russia, whatever the fuck they want to go, and just hack and leave. But that's not what negotiation is.
I know that's not. But they call it negotiation with 2 fingers blinking. Negotiation.
I think Kevin is a Islam Talab supporter. Are you Kevin or no? Oh, he already left.
They left, yeah.
Yeah, we know what he was.
But TC, also TC, so
What did you say for me? What did you say about me?
I was saying, are you Islam Talab?
No, she's asking.
I'm asking.
Yeah, what are you asking?
Islam Talab?
No, hell no, fuck no.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Interesting. And then you think.
I support Reza Pahlavi.
But you think they're negotiating with Rouhani. And by negotiation, do you mean making a deal to surrender or negotiation?
Yes, making the deal. Look, the main...
wrong vocabulary.
Yes, the main goal is toppling the regime. And it's the favorite thing for the Trump.
Exactly.
But he needs to find a way. Yeah, that's my favorite, and I think it's the initial goal for the Trump too. But what I'm saying, he needs to find a way, some way.
Exactly. Yeah, Kevin, I agree with you. But Sarah misunderstood you.
No, I 100% misunderstood you because we're talking about how the regime cannot be toppled. So it goes with people within, and then you came in the conversation.
No. We are on the same page.
What you said is absolutely correct. Anybody who wants a deal to help, even if they help, to get 5 people surrender that are worthy. By surrender, again, I mean them to just not fight and want to leave and make a deal with them. They've been making a deal with them for a long time.
Sorry, I just want to go. So before going, just TC. So is he here, TC? Yeah, I think he left. Okay, guys, just so you know, at the moment, the Ayatollah, the one which is in power right now, Khamenei Moghawai, we call him. He's actually not the guy in power. Okay, the guy, we don't even know if he's alive or not because he's saying that two of his legs is gone. I don't know how his head is injured badly, and even for the new Iranian guy didn't come and even gave out like a voice message or something. It was just a written message.
Did they ever give speech on the Persian New Year? I don't think they did.
No, he didn't.
They consider themselves Iranian. They don't celebrate the...
They do actually. No. What Khamenei or the old one, the one with no right hand. Okay. That guy would every year in the Sal Tahvil he would come and give a speech about some bunch of bullshit anyways. But anyways, this year this guy even didn't give out a recorded sound message, just so you know. We think most likely he's even dead or in a coma or something. We don't know. But the actual people who are in right now are IRGC. It's kind of like a coup because even there were talks that they don't want this guy, the Khamenei Jr., to come to power, and IRGC kind of forced him to vote for him, and they brought him to power, so they can control the whole country and stuff. By them I mean IRGC. So basically, right now the country is being run by IRGC. Even there is this guy Razai who is the high rank IRGC high rank. After the old guy died, he became the consultant of the new the new Khamenei Jr. guy. So just so you guys know, and now the country is basically being run by IRGC group. That's all, actually. Thank you guys very much for the talk, and have a great rest of conversation.
Did my internet get disconnected?
It all quiet.
Quiet on the stage.
The IRGC took out your internet, Sarah.
It's the big guy between the communication. Wow, everybody's quiet. Maybe a little pause is good.
I want to say what no one else has said. Trump is lying.
You know what? That's uncalled for. They can't unchallenge. What is he lying about?
He's not talking to anybody. He's just buying time. Because he knows damn well he wasn't going to do that.
And how do you know that? How do you, well, hold on.
It's a lie.
hold on,
It's a
hold on.
strategy.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
His actions tell me so.
What actions tell you that?
That he's not going to go that the 48 hours. He's happy to find a way to not commit to that because he knew that wasn't going to change anything and that was going to cause a little more problems than he wanted. So he
How do
decided
you know
to get
this?
out of it.
Like,
I think Marco Rubio said, "Come on, Trump, you got to calm down on that one." I think he slowed him down. I think he's just trying to figure out how to sound good to the people. You know, he just never want to change his posture. That's what I think. I think he's lying.
I'd love like some way to support it though, other than just conjecture. I'm not trying to be debating with you. I just
No, we're not debating.
I'm just trying to like.
Debating.
I always need to understand the context of it, and so many people have conjecture on here. Just like support.
Yeah, it just comes across as disingenuous. It just seems like all of a sudden he just decided. Somebody just like, yo, you don't want to do this. This is really going down a place that you don't want to go. So somebody advised him to not do that, and then he said, okay, I'm gonna figure out how to say that I'm still, the bad guy. I'm still talking shit, so I'm gonna say it like that. So in 5 days, watch. I'm telling you, he's not gonna do anything. He wasn't gonna destroy the grid.
Hey, Trump's not the bad guy now.
Badass.
Our friend Leroy here has been diagnosed with a severe case of TDS.
Yeah, well,
So, anything Trump does,
I think you're gonna have to wait and see, though. I don't want it. Listen,
our prayers go out to Leroy. Maybe we can get you some medical help. Maybe we'll start a GoFundMe for your TDS.
I tell you what, though. I'll stay in good health, and let's see in 5 days what's the next thing he's gonna say when he says, "Oh, they decide not to negotiate. Oh, they're not cooperating." Let's see what he says. I promise you, I'm making a prediction. I just made a prediction. He's gonna come back with some new shit. I promise you.
Yeah, because he's not going to have to go through with it because it's called negotiating and it's called putting down the power of, of the American might, right? By saying, hey, if you don't come to the table and let's start these negotiations, we're going to just fucking take out your power plants and that's it. And all your people are going to be fucked and so is your army. And they don't want that shit. They don't want that.
The dumbest thing.
So whatever they say to Trump, they probably keep begging Trump, please don't do it. Please, they probably beg, please, we don't.
Let me tell you what's going to do. I hear what you're saying. He can't say he cares about the people who he says he cares about. It's not going to work. You can't destroy the people and say you care about them.
You guys will hold his ear to the fucking stove, Trump. Like nothing is good enough for you guys.
I mean, you don't have to like my speculation, but I promise you, 5 days from now, you're going to come back and say, you know what? I hate this motherfucker, but he was...
5 days, we're going to come back and tell you that whatever you were saying 5 days before that was wrong.
Lord, if within the next 48 hours, hold on, guys. If in the next 48 hours, U.S. or Israel or together, they take out one of these generals left in the top people, would you then agree that, maybe it wasn't a lie, but it was a strategy to make some movements within the government, causing panic for some people who are hiding so they can find them and eliminate them. Not everything has to be.
Why are you gambling on world affairs like they're horse races? I don't know.
You're right.
I don't know what you're saying, Marshall, but I can tell you're drunk again.
I don't need
Somebody left the
Marshall, what are your thoughts on it? Hold on, Marshall, what are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts would be, having talked to Anson, seen where we've been, if we had gotten their if we've gotten their infrastructure out of the way for ballistic missiles, if we've gotten their Navy, if we've gotten their Air Force, if we've gotten their capability to deal with nuclear weaponry, then it's time to come home.
That's interesting.
Me to relieve sufferers,
Like
cast out devils, but here
And
I can.
does that look
How you doing?
overtly like we don't do anything? No. I actually think the Iranians should overthrow their government. But I don't think that happens without some sort of outside support. I'll remind everybody, the American Revolution didn't happen on its own. It happened with Dutch and French support. As much as we like to tell ourselves we struggled up our own bootstraps, we didn't. The ability to confront the regular, the ability to do what we need to do with us to other powers for different reasons, different imperial and colonial reasons. But it was that we did things. That's instructive because if you want something to happen here, if you're of the belief that the regime is bad and should be overtaken and shouldn't be in power, then you would support some sort of paramilitary actions, because that's like, aside from U.S. troops on the ground, we had to do it, and we're not sticking U.S. troops on the ground itself.
I think everyone needs to read The Art of the Deal. Go back and read it.
You better not put boots on the ground. You'll really be destroyed.
Yeah, but everyone is being so... They don't understand, like I deal with, like, back and forth, like, negotiations all the time, and you need to realize how you negotiate. And unfortunately, there's people, like, in this country who don't understand how negotiations work. And they assume that, like, well, like, he's doing this, and he's doing that, and they're doing that, and they're doing this. As somebody who deals in negotiations, like, it's
Are you negotiating one shot or two shot tonight?
Listen, I wish he was negotiating with someone, but it just seems so Trump. You know what I'm saying? He just talks a lot of shit, and when he's ready to get out of stuff, he says the next shit. And he's a liar for sure, and he's a staller. And I think he's put his foot in his mouth when he made that big announcement that if they don't do this,
You didn't prove it, Leroy. I'm asking you to give me. Your conjecture. Give me.
Listen. Let me say something about you needing proof. Nobody knows anything. So stop asking for proof. You don't know what you're saying either.
If no one knows anything, how do you know that?
No, you don't.
How would you know you're lying if you don't know anything?
Just because you're accepting what you hear doesn't mean you know.
What if one of us in the room, Leroy, gets briefed by Congress, by someone in Congress? Like, do you think they may know something more than you?
That's right.
Think so, Leroy?
I think you can rely on Congress to tell you, but how you know they're telling you the truth?
Oh, so they're lying too?
Sure. Fuck you.
Okay, so
Only Leroy's telling the
and what's
truth.
your evidence, Leroy? You're using
evidence.
strong words.
I think the first casualty of war is the truth. We know that. So whenever there's war,
What are you preaching about then?
Say what?
So what are you preaching about over here then if he's lying?
I'm surprised. No, let me answer.
Super lame.
I'm amazed.
Super duper 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 lame.
Maybe I'm a
No, I'm fascinated.
No, it's not intellectual at all. It's lazy.
Yeah.
Junior
I think it's lazy. I think what's lazy is to take him at his word.
Birth was your academic expertise. Come on.
Leroy, I bet you were taking every word of Obama, and you're probably like, "Oh my God, he's the best president
No, wait a
ever."
minute. Listen here. Don't be racist.
The 8, fucking 2006.
Don't be racist.
He was singing the song.
Don't be racist. Don't be racist.
The white underage with.
You're being racist.
What's racist? Excuse me, hold on, everyone.
What did I say that was
What's racist? Leroy, what's racist?
He knows that I'm a black person, so he
What's
brings
that
up
to do with anything?
He knows that I'm a black person, so he brings up a
What's
black
that have
man.
to do with anything?
That's kind of like really.
What's that have to do with questioning a president?
He could have said Biden, but he said Obama. He could have.
Biden and Obama, same shit, really, honestly. But
No, you didn't because
I didn't know that people were
it's a backhand racist shit.
You gotta dig deep. When you come out
This is
here,
racism because I said Obama? Wow.
Negotiations. Well, I'll tell you what. No, wait. Listen. Why don't we wait 5 now and listen to the new shit? The fact that y'all want to believe him
these motherfuckers are still digging.
May I contribute?
But guys,
Wait. Let me finish.
Let them call.
5 days from now, 5 days from now, he's gonna tell you some new shit, and you're gonna believe that too.
Look how mad Trump gets them.
Show. Like, that's all it is.
Yes.
I mean, it's fun to, like, I want to, like, make fun of her. You know, I get.
They want a second proof of address now. Holy shit.
you believe that and make you believe.
Leroy, I smell what you cooking, brother.
He's pandering. You gotta eat the shit up.
Deny it. But he's like, we're gonna turn off the lights because it's this. Like, bro, calm down.
Obviously, y'all don't understand. He's not gonna turn the lights out.
Don't make stuff up out of the clear blue sky.
He's not gonna turn the lights out. You know that. Stop it.
I believe if there were talks, he wouldn't have made that up out of the clear.
If they don't open the Straits of Hormuz, yeah, they will do it. Watch. So let's see what happens.
I don't want to bet.
I suggest you read The Art of the Deal, Mr. New Yorker.
I want to bet he's not gonna do that shit, man.
Miss Abby, can I please jump in? Leroy, I want you to think about something. By broadcasting it, maybe the people of Iran might put internal pressure on the regime. Think about that.
What people? The people with no guns? Are you fucking kidding me now? Are you fucking kidding me now?
This shit is hilarious.
Leroy, what other assets are on the ground in Iraq, in Tehran, do you know? Leroy, do you know what other assets might be on the ground in Tehran? Do you have any idea?
Y'all are fucking cultists, man.
Really? Tell me about it, Leroy. Tell me about what other assets could be on the ground now in Tehran. Harry, do you want to explain to him how there was a drone? Hold on, everyone. Do you want to explain to him how there was a drone factory?
He don't believe him right now, but he cool with them.
God, don't talk over it. Leroy. There was a drone factory.
Now you're trying to bully the nigga.
No. Okay, there was a drone factory owned and operated.
Damn, this bitch is fucking determined.
Whoa. Don't call it a B word. That's not cool.
There was a drone factory owned and operated by the Israelis in Tehran. You don't think there are assets on the ground in Tehran right now? Do you have any idea about that? Or do you just want to say absolutely not and not even understand the nature of what's already been planted? How did they get the intel that they had to this point? And what do you think is operating within the city?
Okay, let me humor you. I know that communications are being had, right? I don't think that there's no conversation, communication. I'm sure they're getting information, right? I think those regime, they're getting information about what Trump is saying, and Trump is getting information about what they're saying, probably, right? So we know things are going back and forth. Do I think it's a negotiation? Like the Iranians got scared because he said, "Ooh, if you don't do the Straits, we're gonna blow up. Do you think that I believe the Iranians are that weak and brittle? Fuck no. That doesn't make sense.
Obviously, you don't know the Iranians, then.
They're not. Obviously, you can see what they are made of. They're still fucking fighting.
No, they're actually not. Obviously, don't know what's really going on over there, dude.
Sure. Why isn't it over yet, then?
Have you listened to anything from CENTCOM at all? Watched any
Why
videos
is it not
Go on X and just
why isn't it over? Why isn't it not over?
Can I ask Leroy a question? Leroy, I'm curious here. What's up, everybody?
Hey, Mike.
Leroy, why is the strait closed?
Because the Iranians said they're gonna blow up all the tanks.
Why would they do that? That's not.
They're doing that. They said that because they wanna. You know why they're doing that? I'm gonna tell you why. You wanna know? Because they've been planning for this shit for a long time, and they know they want to punish America. They're fucking with them.
So I know why.
I know why.
Guys, hold on, guys.
And that's what they said. I go by what they said.
Hey, man, it's so hard talking to a liberal. Leroy, hold on. Yeah.
I'm not fucking liberal, bro.
Leroy, let me talk to you.
Sure.
The strait is closed. The strait's closed because if an oil tanker, which by the way has innocent people on it, right? These are just people. These are captains of ships and crews that are on ships.
Sure.
If it goes through the strait, Iran's going to blow it up, which means they're attacking innocent people, yes? So you're saying, hey, leave Iran alone or else they're going to kill innocent people. And you're just like, cool with that. You're like, yeah.
What the fuck?
We're just going to ignore the fact that Iran's
Your mama used to drop, your mother used to drop you for no reason. That's not what I said.
Well,
your mother used to just drop your ass for no reason.
But are you okay with them attacking innocent people on oil tankers?
I'm not talking about what I'm okay. You asked me why they're doing it. And guess what? I heard one say, and this is what was said: we are going to do that and punish America economically, and that's what the fuck they are doing. Based on what I heard one said, they're carrying it out.
Where is the economic?
He said if America keeps doing it, attacking
Leroy, like you sound just like I don't know. Like,
I'm just telling you what I heard.
We don't even use Iran, and you didn't hear that.
What I heard? Oh my God, I can't tell you what I heard.
No, you can't.
Okay, let me get the. You know what I'm
CNN or on?
No. I'm gonna get the guy who said it, and then I'll come back to you guys because you guys think it is me who said this. I don't know why you can't accept that I heard something, but no, you don't believe that.
You said this the other day in this.
No.
You said there was. You talk.
It's called hearsay.
I'm looking at the guy. You said this the other day in this room that Iran was going to cause economic instability because oil jumped up to $2 a gallon or whatever it is, and you were like, "Look at the instability. It's still below what we had under Biden, but somehow or another you equated that to an economic downfall in the U.S." And then when I pointed out the fact that we don't even use Iranian oil, and we talked about the private companies going in there at post the war and offering contracts and offering a new way forward and all that stuff, you ended up being very quiet because you know why? You were wrong. And all this shit you hear is just like fucking, I don't even know. Like, you can't make this shit up. Stop reading fucking TikTok memes.
I'm surprised you haven't learned by now, dude. This is like...
No, okay. All right, can I get the...
Iran or else
That's fine, you can say that. I'm going to get the guy name and let you listen to him and see what you...
I mean, y'all can't be trashing his sources when someone just referenced Twitter.
Oh, no, just trust you. Just trust you. Just trust y'all sources. Nobody else. I get it.
Okay, you just said Iran's going to cause economic harm. How is Iran causing economic harm to the U.S. if the market is up, if our unemployment is still pretty much at par with, like, doing good with an economy, we still have developments, we still have everything going on. Tell me where the economic harm is.
Hey, man, I just know the guy said the Straits is one of the main arteries. So the Straits is one of the main arteries. So let's see why is that important and how is that affecting the economy?
I know why it's important. I also know that its narrowest point is 21 fucking miles.
And why is it so big of a deal then?
Because 70% of the world's trade flows through there from Africa, India.
There you go.
So no. Hold on.
There you go.
And that's why the U.S.
right?
is basically. Okay, so shut the fuck again. Dumb fucking idiots again. You might as well go up with the Iran to Canada crowd.
Let me get the guy's name. I'll be back.
Yeah. So, like, this idea that somehow or another we just destroyed their entire coastal batteries. We sank their fucking navy. We even allowed a sub to sink a shit for the first time since World War II. You think somehow they're going to be able to do it. The only thing we're concerned about is what Mike said. The one inadvertent rocket we can't shoot down out of the 20 mil cent that'll probably blow up somewhere in the sky or hit the water or fall off because they don't have guidance for shit. All of a sudden, one might go through and hit that shit. Or some fucking crab fisherman wannabe Houthi fucking rebel will go on there and fucking kill civilians. And that's the only thing we're preventing. And right now, Cooper's got that fucking straight on lock. They have it on lock. The Navy has done a fucking bang-up job in record time. Sank Iran's fucking impressive fleet. They destroyed it. So the economic harm you're talking about is more of a cautionary measure done by Trump to ensure that other nations don't have to risk their civilian sailors and their cargo at millions of dollars just in that strait. And so he's just pausing there. What you are stating is a whole bunch of shit from some fucking guy that you heard it from.
Thank you. How do you not understand?
Wow, what a fucking rocket science. That's what I've been saying the whole time is what I heard. So why can't I say it? That makes no sense what you just said.
Because you're
I
stating
told
it
you,
fact.
I told you from the moment I heard this shit. What the fuck is different about what you said?
And now
You said a whole bunch of shit. No, wait.
charge you any fees. But the more bullshit you talk, we gonna get you, man. Stop with the bullshit. You just pick up. You have the inability to assume positive intent on behalf of this administration, and that's your downfall. Your bias is showing at every turn. Every time you open your mouth, your bias comes flying through.
And this what's
for you to.
And what's crazy, Anthony, is that they inadvertently are arguing for fucking people. They're like, oh, why doesn't Trump just back off? Now look what he's caused. They're going to attack innocent people on the street. Well, yeah, guess what now the United States is doing? We're protecting them also. It's like I heard one time, well, do you see all these sleeper cells waking up? Well, if you wouldn't attack them, then the sleeper cells wouldn't wake up. What? Excuse me?
Yeah, we're trying to protect the Iranians.
Okay, I was just gonna say, Leroy's probably the type of character. If Trump found a cure for cancer, he would come on here and be like, "Well, maybe they wanted to die of cancer. Why would Trump take that away from them?"
Right. Did you see the one?
He's disabled. He has a disability, and the disability is it's an inability to assume positive intent on behalf of it. No matter what they do if it's controversial at all, if they can see it through another perspective in any way, they're going to latch onto that and say, he's wrong, he shouldn't have done it, this is why he shouldn't have done it. I had a libtard, not you, Leroy, tell me on another stage tonight that it can't be an imminent threat because they weren't actively about to attack us. We need to actually suffer casualties before, we can, we need to see the weapon actually aimed at our bases. And this is the level of buffoonery we're dealing with.
But they don't even take into account the fact of 241 Marines, Beirut, Lebanon. They don't count for the 613 in Iraq. They don't care about the fact that even under Biden, they attacked U.S. ships. They fucking took fucking sailors and put them on their knees and held guns to their heads. But somehow or another,
it's just the Obama ROI bullshit. That's just all it is.
Oh, Jesus.
Brad, that's the point, bro. Brad, you're right. Like, everyone thinks they're not imminent threat to the mainland. They don't have to attack the mainland USA to attack America. They've been attacking us for fucking ever, bro. They attack us.
Yeah, we've got bases all through
the fucking time, bro. They take people hostages. Just the shit Brad pointed out. And Brad just probably rattled off the shit on the top of his head. Imagine this shit he actually fucking would go fucking look up. It's fucking crazy. Like,
I could go through some of the list if you want to hear it, Mike. We could start with
I just want to make sure people are listening.
the soldiers that we can get over to the embassy in Lebanon. Should we keep going down to South America? We can go our U.S. ambassadors that were threatened that they had assassination attempts. We've got Pompeo still walking around with a ski tail. Bolton, we had our U.S. president, an assassination. I mean, this is just some of the more recent things, but I mean, do you want to just go through the litany of their proxies and what they've done to U.S. citizens?
Miss Abby, I just want to give a shout out to the MSGs over there in Pakistan. They went gangster as fuck. Literally, dude, those MSGs stayed on point.
This shit drives me nuts, man. And like, they were actively arguing to put Maduro back in power, fucking weirdos. Like, they don't even get it. They're so anti-Trump.
Right, I remember
get it. Right now they're arguing they're all climate change nonsense. Right now they're arguing they want Cuba to want to use more oil. Like, Venezuela cut off the oil in Cuba. They're like, no, give them back their oil so they can emit more. Like, they don't even realize what they're talking about.
I remember
for climate change, you should be happy they're not using any oil for electricity.
I remember, I was at a dinner party with some friends when the whole Maduro thing happened, and I was like, oh, this is great. Like, Maduro is a bad guy, right? We're happy that what's happening in Venezuela is positive because we got rid of Maduro. But I had liberal friends who were at the dinner party. They're like, no, but that's not nice. Like, Maduro, sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, I had my friends say what we did was not nice. It was like kidnapping. It was like this. It was that. It's like. But I was the ends justify the means, and
water, David. Drink some water.
Here's the bad guy.
You can do
I'm
it.
sorry.
You're doing great.
You were crushing it, David, and I totally agree with you, David. Like you're all there. In the military operation there, no one even gives credit to that. I will say I heard one liberal in one other room who's like diehard Trump. He's an ex-military guy, but he's a Trump hater, and he's like, that fucking operation was nuts. Like, think about what we did. We took out a fucking another country's leader in one fucking night with 0 casualties.
Yeah, and no American died. And no American died. It's amazing.
Mike, look at it.
Mike, can I just add that the Israelis have a fucking amazing army too?
Oh, agreed.
Like, can we just, like, I know there's bashers of Israel in here, but the two armies together are probably the two best armies in the world. And they just, I listened to our Secretary of War talk about this, and just the synergy of the two forces going in together, seamless. Just phenomenal.
Bro, the shit they hear.
Shout out to both armies.
Here the Israelis are like, yeah, every time these fucking idiots shoot a fucking drone at us, we're watching everywhere, and we fucking bomb where they shot the fucking missile. It's like they'll shoot one, they won't shoot anymore. Like, it's like crazy type of shit.
Well, we don't even realize. Look at the KDR from it. The KDR is just fucking beautiful.
Steph, Mike, you'll like this. So, like, they were bragging, you had a whole bunch of guys earlier bragging about how, like, Diego Garcia got fired upon. And I'm laughing at it because, 2 missiles fell into the fucking ocean showing their guidance systems. And we basically shadowed the fucking thing until we were like, all right, you're 10 miles out, we're just going to blow it up. And they popped it, and it wasn't like it was anything big, but they celebrated. You had these libtards celebrate, like, oh, look, they shot at Diego Garcia, and it was like, yeah, we were just monitoring it. We were just playing around with it. That's how easy it is for us. It's not even close.
It's crazy.
It sounds like almost like they want us to fail, which is like crazy. But it sounds like that's what they want.
So I know this is a Trump side.
The Democrats.
Like this is the one argument about Cuba is not correct. The reason why you have people arguing about giving Cuba oil is for humanitarian reasons. That's the exact same reason why Mexico was going to continue to send them oil, but Venezuela cut them off. You have people can't let generate, can't operate.
People say a burp is worse than a fart.
Systems are all down.
I think a burp is worse than a fart.
Nick, there's an issue with that.
About the environment, I found to be very.
Some people say a burp is worse than
Nick, here's the thing. When you say that, I can empathize to a certain point. I feel bad for the people. But you know where I don't feel bad for? The people in Havana, like the protesters out there saying, it's so dark. But they held a rock fucking concert while people on ventilators died because you know what? It was more important to keep the tourist hotels up and provide a rock concert in Cuba than they actually run fucking electricity to their major areas. And the hospitals that went dark were in, guess where? Not in the bougie rich area, not where all the power was, not where all the tourists were. It was in the oppressed areas of Cuba, and they let them die. So Cuba doesn't have an energy, it has a social problem. And fuck Cuba right now.
I saw that. I don't think that's a lot. Like, the people don't run the electricity grid. How is it on the people? Right? I don't think that makes sense.
Well, they're rationing it, right?
This way, dude, the dictatorship's going to take the oil. Do you really think the oil that came from Mexico to Cuba, the dictatorship is actually going to let the people utilize that for their terrorists? No. They're going to self-sustain their narratives. They're not going to delegate it amongst the people for humanitarian reasons. I'm just...
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because they were rationing the electricity. So, like, they rationed it, and then someone contacted fucking Hassan, and they flew all those people. They knew they were flying all down there, and so, like, they rationed it to the hotel just so they could have all that shit. It's fucking crazy. That's what. And then, look, I agree with that.
Through a rock concert.
Yeah, the Irish rappers about Free Palestine. But Mother, I agree with you. Like, I'm not saying they should have their oil. Like, they need to have electricity for the people. I'm saying how hypocritical it is that you have Greta Thunberg, who's all about stop oil, and now they're bitching because Cuba. Like, shouldn't you be happy that Cuba's not getting the oil? See what I'm saying? Like, their arguments, they end up.
She didn't age well, Mike. I think she did not age well. She looks really weird.
What do you have against Greta Thunberg?
I just think she's Very
She needs to be
dorky.
disturbing. Being a conservative for a better
position about Iran. What?
She's not very principled.
And she's also, without the respect, she's not very good looking.
Hey, Peter, isn't she on the spectrum?
This is like crazy hatred. You guys are sick. Not crazy hatred. She's like crazy hatred. Why would
She's
you
not
comment on
principled.
her? Why would
She
you
doesn't
comment on her?
understand
She's
the
that's so
she's a
immature.
woman.
It's
She
really not.
she has her own.
Immature. That's so fucking immature. Yeah. Oh, but let's just
With
honor her.
respect, that's not immature.
Like she had control of it. She had so much control over the way that she does have control of the worst.
Throw the shit.
She has control over what she says. Yes, I can give her like a better person to.
Is she a woman or is she a they them?
I think she's a they them.
But also, I mean, I'm not a girl.
Wait, Ema, you never heard me talk about the pantsuits of Kamala. Like, that can really go up.
She's whatever the virtual signal says.
Are appearance, Abby.
I thought
the way that she looks physically. I said her hair is disgusting. You could change. Yeah, well, I think you're disgusting. So
You don't know how I look myself.
You can't see.
it doesn't matter. The point is that it's an opinion, and then it's like, thank you.
Bima, have you ever made fun of Trump for the way Trump looks, Bima? Ever?
No, I never have.
Oh, child.
The way Trump looks, I'm not a Trump hater. I'm not a Trump hater. I don't hate Trump.
You never talk about orange skin, stupid, fat. Come on, Bima.
No,
He is your president of the United States, so you should be nice.
You guys want to hear some breaking news?
I don't care about that. I don't care about
Hey, we got
You're
breaking
talking
news.
about like a
Breaking
kid. I mean, it's just
news. Breaking news. Go
Look
ahead.
what Trump's roster looks like.
So apparently they just hit the utility center in Bushishar.
Wow.
Yes, apparently they hit the utility center, and apparently a lot of people got affected, even all the way to Turkey, the power grids, Syria. Wait, not Syria. Where is it saying? 1 second.
Is that
Drop the link.
a good thing or a bad thing?
1/5 of Turkey lost its
Yeah.
power. Also,
Good thing.
here we go. Kuwait and Iraq lost power. So yeah, apparently that's what they hit. Also, they hit an oil field. Asaloya. I don't know about.
Who hit it? Israel or U.S.?
I don't know, but it's a joint
Drop the link,
operation.
Rocky, so we can read it.
It's not really a link. It's people that are reporting that have people on the ground there with an Israel.
Alright, I'm gonna go
soldiers and
search for
everything.
something.
But apparently they just hit it. Like just now, so.
Oh shit, Leroy was wrong. Leroy was wrong.
In southwest of Iran, there is a city called Khorramshahr. The gas pipeline was hit.
Did you say
offices-
What did you say?
It's called Khorramshahr. It's in
I got the hold it again.
It's not Horchata.
It was reported.
It's in southwest of Iran. It's near Iraq's border.
Is it on the coast?
No, it's near Iraq.
So is it
You know, as an
one
American,
talking about it?
KK, as an American, I'm okay with this. Let's bomb this shit out of the infrastructures and get out without having a single stop. Look at the chat. See how entitled these fucking people are. If we free them, I promise you guys, they will be back under another dictatorship with no time. Like, it is a waste of time, money, American lives, and I don't even understand why these Iranian fucking bitches think that Americans have any obligation to fucking free them. These people don't even deserve freedom.
Wow. Well, it seems that you don't have any idea what you say. Teach them to speak.
I actually agree with her.
Yeah, this is... you have no right to speak on behalf of 91 million of Iranians, then you are not one of...
Peter, I'm not talking for Iranians, I'm talking for fucking Americans.
Exactly.
Fuck Iranians. I don't care about Iranians. Go free yourself, fuckers.
Exactly.
Peter,
40,000 of you, who fucking cares?
I don't need your support.
Do you
I don't need your support.
Americans?
be doing. You are not positioning, making the position of United States. United States has its own president. You are nobody. Fuck off.
I vote, I pay tax, and I fucking demand
The voters chose President
get
Trump.
out of these fuckers and leave.
Voters chose President Trump. Now he is the president.
Over you, who's gonna fuck up in another way? So why should go fucking free your own country? It is my business, Peter. You're the one who doesn't get to vote about this attack. If America should do this or not. I actually have a fucking vote here. You
We
don't.
have started this war by our own. We will finish it by our own.
Iranian, German.
There is the USA. In the middle of our start and our end is United States. We have started, we will finish it. You are nobody.
Then go
I am talking about Sarah, not United
You're gonna
States.
finish it you're gonna finish it all the way.
You don't tell me what to do. I do what I want.
Are you gonna finish it all the way from Germany? Are you gonna finish it with your
None of your
drums?
business.
Are you gonna
None of
finish
your
it with your
business.
drums, or do you mean you're gonna fucking jerk it off and finish it?
If you are not in our position, we don't explain ourselves to you.
No, but she's right. She's dead on right.
Let's be nice. Let's be nice.
I am being nice, David. They're
She is
constantly
not one
fucking
of us.
bitching on
She
us.
is not one of us.
This other one, she's been like talking shit for 4 hours in the chat because Viking said something that she didn't like to hear. What the fuck, man? He's a vet. He served this country. He doesn't want to see our soldiers abroad being killed if he doesn't believe that's our fight to fight. And you think that you can be sitting here for 5 hours talking shit? That, like, what? He has an obligation to support American soldiers die for Iranian people's freedom? I'm fucking Iranian. My parents are Iranian, and I don't give a fuck. I don't want to see single
You are
American
not
soldiers.
brave.
I don't want to see a single American
One
soldier
moment you're
die.
Iranian,
One moment you're Iranian, one moment you're not. That's crazy. And
Switch nationality too fast.
when exactly, Viking was very rude to me, and I answered him. If we talk about freedom of speech, and if he is allowed, he's talking about.
Viking, you should apologize. He should
Freedom of speech
apologize.
works in government.
You're right. I ran to Canada crowd is really upset because you know what they said that Americans should go fight and we should go pay
No,
and
I
we should
never
go
said that.
do this
I never
and they
said
want to
that.
tell us how we need to
I never
fight this
said that.
war
I
and we want
never
to tell
said
us
that.
how that
I never
we
said
should do
that.
this and then
I
we
never
should do
said
that.
that.
And then they
I
want to
never
fucking
said
brag
that.
about how proud the Iranian people are. But
No.
notice this. There is forced
I never said
conscription
that.
in the Iranian military.
You
You
know,
are
I
forced to
never
go
said
join the
that.
service.
So
They tell us 90 to 95% of the Iranians in Iran hate the IRGC. So you mean to tell me a country of what,
no
90
one
million
said
people
that they should
can't
go and
take out what,
fight.
650,000? You can't do that, and majority of you have military training, which means you have access to military supplies, which means at some point in the 50 years, you could have had your fucking Revolutionary War, but you didn't. So now the U.S. is there, and now you're fucking
Okay,
fighting
why is the
Canada
US
and telling
there?
us that we have to
The
sacrifice
US
our sons and
the
daughters.
US decided
All for you
to
twat
do this.
waffles
Who is
that want to sit
saying
there and
you
say,
should
yes, America, go
sacrifice your
get your
sons
kids
and
killed, go fight in this war,
No
because
one
we
is
won't
saying you
fight.
should sacrifice your sons and daughters. Your president decided to go do this. So don't
No, my
blame it
president
on
is
us.
just taking in ensuring that we have the straights. You don't get that. We don't care about your freedom. You came in here asking for film, and I'm telling you, I don't give a shit if you do. Stay with the
don't give a
Gophers.
shit.
I don't
I
care.
didn't ask for
Somebody has
you
to
have
stop Iran.
this
So
free.
if it's not the United States, who's going to do it?
Israel.
Oh, they can't do it
Our
alone.
president has not decided to go in war and kill Americans for you guys. He's actually
Okay. I'm not arguing.
He's hitting the infrastructures, put Iran 50 years behind because his people are pussies, bitching on Clubhouse and whining to Americans and calling them names because they don't think they should be fighting this war.
The Gulf states should be joining in.
All right, let's calm down. Let's calm down.
Yura, say more about what you just said there. The Gulf states. Please go further on that.
Yeah, the Gulf states should be joining in. I mean, they're getting the benefits from this.
Yeah, I agree with Bahrain and UAE and Qatar. Yeah,
And Saudi Arabia. I mean, they're the principal benefits of this.
Yeah. Like, gun to the head. If you ask somebody from Bahrain,
Anybody disagree with that?
Well, if you read the official statements from these governments, they've been very consistently condemning Iran for its attacks, and they're very not critical of the United States. So that should tell you something. They should be in there. This war could be over very quickly if they would get involved.
that's an opinion.
Peter,
No, it's a fact.
Peter, why don't the Gulf states?
That's an opinion.
David, shut the fuck up. What do you think Peter? What do you think that the states, the Gulf states, should be able to get involved in this? You sound like they shouldn't have any involvement. Or what's the story, man?
Sorry, the involvement of United States inside Iran, my idea,
Gulf states, not United States.
Okay, I think that if they are under direction of the United States, it is fine by us because they are United States. They without United States, they are as big as small cities of Iran. We see them as a land of United States. If they move, their move is described by me as the move of United States. I don't see them, don't blame them.
Why does this guy sound like that character of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
Well, I mean, to the person who challenged me, I'll rephrase it to make it clear. If the Gulf states would join in, the war would go much faster. Let's say a lot of resources and they're close by.
But with all due respect, maybe you should ask the Gulf states to engage in that way.
That's why I'm suggesting that they should do it.
I have a quick question. This room is about
but with all due respect, maybe you should ask them.
Hold on, Ocean. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. This room is about Trump, Iran, America. What is a white liberal guy named David from Canada? What do you want? What is exactly?
Hey, you leave him alone.
He's not from Canada. He's from New York.
He's from New York.
He's from Jersey. Get it right.
And he does have an Ivy League degree.
He just doesn't use it, but he drinks a lot. Just be.
And he's got a nice
Princeton.
It's Penn. It's Penn. He's really
Definitely not Princeton. Yeah.
And he's got a nice 2001 Space Odyssey photo. So that's
I actually have an Audi. Is that good?
He drinks himself to sleep.
And he's a very sweet guy.
Why do I still see Iranian mosquitoes in the room?
Oh shit, mosquitoes?
You don't have your bug spray ready to go?
I think Ashton's still here. He got called a mosquito the other night. The dude's like 6'3". It's hilarious. Bima, how's the non-aggression principle going right now?
Mosquitoes.
Non-aggression principle it can't be applied to collectives because you can't all agree to something, right? It just doesn't work that way. So a misapplication of the NEP. But I have a question.
Mosquitoes is not a good name because
Hold 1 second. I mean, let's give the credit to mosquitoes, but I love mosquitoes too. Listen, what was I gonna say? Oh, can someone educate me, the uneducated, ignorant Bima? Can someone tell me why did Iran's proxies, whoever, I don't know who it was, maybe Hezbollah or something like that, right? Why did they attack U.S. soldiers in Beirut?
Which time?
Whichever time was being quoted earlier, I guess.
There's several attacks on U.S. soldiers in Beirut. There was to the embassy as well as the barracks, as well as then
What year was that?
Also,
in
hundreds and hundreds in Saudi.
Or what?
So the first attack, if you want me to get the exact dates, the first attack I believe was 83, and then there was another attack.
Correct.
Let's see, the second attack might have been 84. And then they attacked in Saudi Arabia, the U.S. embassy. Was it the embassy of the Kitover Towers? What year was that? Let me try to get you the year for that one as well. All right, here we go. 83 was the Beirut barracks, 241 service members, and 58 French paratroopers were killed. Then in 83, they attacked the embassy bombing, and 63 people were killed, 17 Americans. And then in 84, the embassy annex bombing in Lebanon, 24 people were killed. That was a Trump, they're good with truck bombings, they like to do that. Then they went down to Buenos Aires and attacked an embassy there in 92, and then also in 94 in Buenos Aires, that was 85 people were killed. The Kitover Towers was 1996 in Saudi Arabia, 498 wounded, 19 U.S. Air Force personnel killed. Let me see if that was a truck bombing also. Truck bomb again. Then they assassinated, do you want me to keep going? Because I got lots of them. They assassinated, someone help me, because I mispronounce sometimes Hariri, who was at the time, in his assassination, he was the prime minister of Lebanon. They also killed 22 people. And that, by the way, guess how they did it? Car bomb. Then in Bulgaria, a bus bombing that was in 2012. There was a plot thwarted in 2012 in Cyprus. Also, they arrested the Hezbollah member planning an attack there. Another in Thailand, 2012. They found another Hezbollah operative. They stopped the attack. And we can go on and on in Latin America as well, in the various cells that have been, thank God for good law enforcement, both Interpol as well as U.S. and I didn't even get into all the Israeli attacks that they were thwarted also by good smart intelligence and law enforcement. But that's just a few. I have a pretty long list if you want all
Yeah,
of
and to add to Abby's long list, like when she mentions 1983, there were actually attacks on 8 separate dates in 1983 where U.S. Military personnel were wounded, and one in 1994.
But it was Hezbollah.
Now, do you want the other proxies or just Hezbollah? Do you want to go through the Houthis? I mean, what proxy are you interested in?
Any attacks on U.S. I guess that's what we were.
Oh, do you want the airplane attacks? Do you want those or?
Sure. Is that in '79?
Okay, we've got a bunch of airplane attacks.
But Abby, can we get Brad Biking to read these off to Bima?
Breaking news! Breaking news! I don't know how true this is, guys. I don't know how true this is, but it sounds like it's possible they've taken out Golibov. I told you, motherfuckers, if they say stuff like this, somebody big is gonna go down. Every time Trump says something crazy negotiating, they get few of those motherfuckers because they start freaking out. They start making phone calls. They find them under the ground.
Okay, I just want to add, I have the hijacking of a Kuwaiti Airlines, 4 killed, and then I have the hijacking of a U.S.
Kuwait
Airlines in 1985, 4 people were killed, and then a TWA, which last I checked was an American company. I used to love them. I wish they still flew, and that was it from Athens, TWA flight 847 that they hijacked. The abduction and killing of 3 Lebanese, these are Jews that were in Lebanon, murder of Saudi diplomats, suspected murder of the secretary of Saudi Arabia in Bangkok.
Are we talking
about a pretty long list?
We're talking about Iran's
proxies.
Right, but I'm U.S., right?
Yeah, you wanted U.S. So
This is
TWA,
all
if you
US.
say U.S. was, and
Okay.
it got merged into American Airlines.
Okay, but you said Saudi diplomats were murdered.
They also had on U.S. soil, a plot that got stopped against the Saudi ambassador in a restaurant in Washington, D.C. So does that count as America because it was a plot to assassinate him on American soil? Well, how would you count that one?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't count that as an attack.
You would not. And how about the plot against the U.S., the ambassador from Israel to the U.S., also in Washington? Does that count as an attack on U.S. soil? Or it doesn't? But he was originally American. He was born in New Jersey. He's from West Orange, New Jersey. So is that not American because he was serving as an Israeli ambassador, even though it was a thwarted attack on U.S. soil in Washington, D.C.? Like, how do you want to call that?
Yeah, so no, I actually refer to I like to refer to a professional in the room, and if this person would be so inclined to.
I'm busy right now. I'm just gonna let the other professional handle it. Abby, go ahead.
Abby, did you include the?
I have such a long list. You know what, Beaver? I'm going to send you the list.
Wait a second.
And Beaver can go through the list.
First of
And
all,
you can figure out where you want.
fuck you for taking my joke, okay? Because I was gonna refer to
Wow!
Abby, okay?
Wow!
All right,
Wow.
so I'm pissed at you, but I actually was gonna hate you fucking bad.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
Refer to the. We'll get over it. So I was gonna refer to Abby. Abby, could you tell us if there is a?
I have more airplane bombings if you want.
And Abby, did you include the TWA list?
We need to
You know,
clarify,
Abby, you don't have to answer her question. You don't have to answer her question.
David, I protected you. I take it back. You have just
With all due respect.
your protection plan has been
With
canceled.
all due respect, David, he's too good to win the whole
Shoot
thing.
him. Shoot him.
Okay.
Well, okay, first of all, you can't say that. That's a threat. You can't say that.
That's your protection plan. Your BEMA protection plan has been
No, but
canceled.
that's because it's terms of service. You can't say that.
Oh well, I'm gonna need a receipt for that.
Shoot him.
Another murder of an American.
No, wait, Abby,
Okay,
wait.
suspected murder of an
You asked me
American
a question.
officer and high-ranking
Clarify that.
Turkish officer.
Yeah, I'd like to refer to a professional. Abby, would you be able to clarify for me if there is a particular individual on U.S. soil and another country as that individual? How does U.S. qualify that?
You know, Abby, you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer that
That would
question.
be a murder.
Abby to refer to this.
That would be a
She
murder.
doesn't have to answer that question.
No, this is easy. That would be a murder.
Okay.
If they killed someone in the United States. Is it happening in like the state of Virginia, the state of Maryland? Is it happening in Washington, D.C., which is governed under federal law? So what jurisdiction is it happening in?
We'll say D.C. and we're going to say that they're diplomats of other countries, maybe a president.
So it's a murder. It's a murder.
Okay.
How dare you?
She's trying to sneak in another incident in another country.
So how does, no, it was a scenario that she was asking me about, and I didn't know the answer, so I'm asking her about it, so we could clarify it, because she was,
We can't.
the scenario.
Euro, what do we have with foreign? Hold on one sec. Euro, what was it with foreign diplomats? Kid or someone that had diplomatic immunity that committed murder?
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about on U.S. soil. There was the son of a diplomat. Was that New York?
Yeah,
Remember that?
New York.
Yeah, my friend was friends with the person that did that. Yeah, so,
What was the disposition? What happened with him? Remember?
I think he went to Leavenworth, if I remember right. He went to
So there's precedent. You could probably, I can't remember, it's like fleeting in my head, but there was a situation of someone with diplomatic immunity that committed on U.S. soil. So,
Okay, so do you think?
but these are people, that's not what this is. This is someone on U.S. soil that, whether they're a diplomat from another nation or they're you or me, they're being murdered on U.S. soil. It's murder.
Right, but they're not U.S., they're not a U.S.
It
citizen.
doesn't matter that
No, I
non-U.S.
understand
citizens
that.
have
It
been
doesn't
killed on
matter.
U.S. soil.
I understand
It's
that.
the beginning of our
That's
country.
not right, but that's
True.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like there are people from other countries that come here and commit murder, and we don't attribute it to the entire
Yeah, well,
country.
you know, there's
If
a
the
lot of things
terrorist
that happen,
organization
like, you know,
and committed murder, right, in our country, are we going to attribute that to?
Yeah,
and
like,
but it's not a target.
Wait, what are you asking? Be specific in your question. Sorry, Bima. Like, can you rephrase it more
So
concisely?
if the target on U.S. soil is not a U.S. citizen, okay, and they're a foreign citizen, the president of some country comes to the U.S., is on U.S. soil, and then a terrorist organization kills that president, is that considered an attack against the U.S.? Like, is the U.S.
I don't follow. Can you?
Is it a violation of some sort of like international law?
Wait, who's getting killed? Someone is murdered on U.S. soil.
Right.
If someone is murdered on U.S. soil, whoever murdered them has committed murder. If they did it in the state of Pennsylvania or Maryland or California, they'd be subject to the laws of that state.
Right,
and if it's a death penalty state, they're going to go down. If it's a federal murder, then they're subject, and we have the death penalty in our federal system as well. So, like, what part murder doesn't add up? I'm confused what you're
asking. What I'm trying to find out is the United States, how we legally process it or look at a particular case where a terrorist organization comes and kills somebody else on our soil, a diplomat on our soil. Is that considered, do we then attack that terrorist organization's country? Are we going to war with that country? Are we like,
Yes.
how does that happen?
depending on what's
Yes.
true, don't answer that question if you don't want to.
But,
I think this is
If you
Abby,
want
to
to
answer
take
your
that, I mean,
question.
lots of people
Why
can
do you
answer
keep
that.
saying that, David?
Abby, to answer your question about the diplomat, were you referring to the 1985 killing by any chance?
I don't remember when it was. I just feel like it was someone with diplomatic immunity.
There was the son.
The son of somebody.
It was the son of a German
Yeah,
diplomat.
there was a friend of. Okay.
Okay, shut the fuck up, David. Now, when it comes to, do you want the details or you don't want the details?
No. I can give an answer.
David, shut up. So, all right, look, I think this is obnoxious. Like, I get it. Like with Hezbollah, they did things. If they killed a foreign actor,
It's pronounced
or a person that's part of a foreign. All right, you're going to the audience because you just don't shut the fuck up, bro. God damn. You get people that, and I'll tie it back. You get people who kill. Let's just say they kill an Israeli on French soil or U.S. soil. Do I see that as an attack on America? Absolutely not. They committed a crime in the United States, and they'll be held accountable for it, obviously. But who are they targeting? Not American. And I would even go as far as to say people will say Americans were killed on October 7th. Sure, but that's not who they were trying to attack. They thought they were attacking a bunch of Jews in Israel. Were
They
Americans
attacked
targeted
Americans,
that day?
Pepe. But the fact
But
that
that was not their intent.
it doesn't matter what their intent was. The fact was that they intent was to kill, and they killed Americans, Thai nationals. I mean, they can go through the Brits. Obviously, we know a Brit that was killed. All of us.
And it wasn't just Jews they wanted to kill. They wanted to kill Israelis.
Yes,
Yes,
it's a big
sure,
difference.
that's fine.
And a lot of the Israelis were not Jews, especially, as I said, what was it, they took 19 Thai nationals hostage. I mean, it was, in many countries. And they knew they were Thai nationals. They knew who they were, and they held them hostage. So the intent was to cause mayhem
And they
to
beheaded
people that
one.
were on that soil.
And they beheaded one on camera.
Yeah.
But as far as, I saw that video. It was pretty wicked. Now, I do look at,
Hold on one sec, Bibi. Where was the girl from Shawnee? Was it Shawnee Luke? Who was the girl? Was she German? That they took her body and had her body on the back of the truck?
With the
Was
blood
that-
between her legs.
Yeah, was she German? I feel like she was a German or Swedish. I can't remember now. But she was not Israeli.
well,
Several.
I mean, wrong place at the wrong time. And yeah, they're terrorists. I get it. I think Hezbollah is especially willing to kill Okay, the only country I can really think of where they will kill indiscriminately is in Israel. I don't really see them doing that. They seem pretty deliberate.
But whoa. I mean, let's look at the attacks here on U.S. soil and the issues we've had either at, let's see, was it LAX, and they went into the El Al terminal. So yeah, people going to Israel are Christians and Jews that get on that airplane. But we have had attacks from foreign nationals against foreigners on U.S. soil. They've still committed terrorism and murder in the United States. Their act was to, look at the definition of terrorism. So they get convicted under U.S. Code 182331, and you can read that.
Terrorism.
Because it's terrorism, and it's a federal crime. So
I said we would get prosecuted here, obviously.
Right. And now, if you're asking, do we go to BEMA took it to the next level? Do we declare war? I think that's what BEMA was asking.
Yeah, but that's the part that the people like me. No, first of all, there's another group of people that would go on foreign soil, and they still do it to this day. It's caught on video. They go into places like Argentina, Sweden. They kidnap people, bring them across countries' lines. They go into Dubai, and they go up to somebody's hotel room and they snuff up.
But like, how many ISIS plots? We just stuffed one here in my state, like not that long ago, an ISIS plot.
Sure, but which
did they
country
catch them in
does this?
Canada? Caught a bunch of them in
No,
Canada.
but which country sends their
Some
literal?
were Syrian. At that time, Syria's changed, but at the time it wasn't.
But does Israel not send Mossad into different countries to kill people?
States. They do not operate in the United States, by the way. That's a pact that they have.
I didn't say the Mossad does it here, but do the Israelis go into foreign countries and kill people pretty easily too?
How'd we take out Che Guevara? You remember that story? We did that.
That's fine.
Where did we go? Bolivia? We took him out.
Bolivia with they killed him at a high school. It was funny.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you're asking if a presidential person is attacked, killed by a lone gunman or something, welcome to World War I, a fucking war. So yes, it's dependent on the nation that its leader kills, whether or not they'll declare war. If somebody killed Trump, if like Iran, one of these Canadian Iranaways, came down and killed President Trump, then I would ask this, you know what? The hell with this. Canada would have to really bend the knee even more than they do.
Well,
and they would have to purge out the Iranians out there. They would be on the first boat out.
Well, I mean, I could picture a scene where, let's say, a big president, I don't know, let's say a lot of you might not like him, President Macron. Say he was here, and an agent. Say he was a proven, I don't know, just from some country, and when he was leaving on his motorcade, a bunch of people ambushed it, which I don't think could really happen with our Secret Service. But let's say he committed a horrific terrorist attack and killed the French Prime Minister. I could picture, depending on who it was that was behind it, that would orchestrate such a brazen attack on our soil. I would think our military probably would get involved, because that would be such an over-the-top thing to do in our country. Killing, I don't know that we could go to war.
Well, think about this. There was unconfirmed to this day, there's a rumor, speculation that Gorbachev had threats on U.S., although it's not confirmed anywhere. But could you imagine what would have happened if Gorbachev had been killed on U.S. soil by, I don't know, let's say, who at the time hated Russia? A Polish national. Could you imagine that occurring, and what would have actually been the fate of the world? We would have went to war. We would have had to go to war, because Russia would have launched. They would have attacked Poland. They would have done this. They would have attacked other ones. France would have fucking got their dander in the rough and went over there to try to help Poland, and it would suck in immediately. And Russia would probably have blamed the U.S. of having some part in it. So yeah, it just depends on the nations. We had this happen.
The U.S. would most likely take some action depending on the circumstances, but definitely a retaliatory strike or something similar.
I don't see how we don't, Pepe, if it happened on our soil. I don't see how we don't.
Yeah, let's go down from a prime minister to, let's say that's a prime minister.
I started my example with the Saudi ambassador, great ambassador they had here. He now serves as their foreign minister, and he was in a restaurant in Georgetown, and there was an attempt to kill him, and it was Iranian plot to kill him. So that's a Saudi sort of.
So you had a Ukrainian ambassador, for example?
Well, wait, you could take the Pope's example. Pepe, take Pope John Paul II's example when he was attacking St. Petersburg.
Assassination attempt on President Trump by mullahs. The assassination attempt twice. Attempted by mullahs on President Trump.
I would say this. I don't know that the Pope would cause that much of a crisis. Hold on, sir, I couldn't hear you to the phone. Okay, thank you. But when it comes to the Vatican, though, I think that would probably get diffused because the next Pope in line in the Vatican would urge nobody to strike back, because that's kind of like what they do. If I'm being fair.
No, the U.S. is going to strike regardless of what the Vatican wants, because it's a violation of U.S. territory.
If it's a state actor, sure. Yeah. But
if it's a terrorist group, then
sure. Let me ask you this question.
I'm putting it in the chat.
Let me ask the question.
They were convicted in New York.
Yeah, they tried to kill.
No, they tried to kill the Saudi. The one. Just to answer your question, and I'll put it in the chat. The two were convicted in New York in federal court. It was in 2011 for trying to kill Jabbar.
I don't think anybody here is advocating that if you get caught doing terrorism, that the people caught doing terrorism don't face charges like that. That's an obvious and a given. But let's say there was like a Ukrainian ambassador or a Russian ambassador. Obviously, those two countries are already at war. What do you think we would do if a Russian ambassador was killed by a Ukrainian or vice versa?
On our soil?
Yes,
we would probably condemn it, and then we wouldn't actively get involved, but we would brace for a retaliation or watch Russia very closely. We would call up, and we would probably go to a high alert status because we would be waiting for Russia's response on that.
What would we do if it was a Chechen that did it to a Russian ambassador?
In Chechen, we would be like, oh, here you go. Here's a guy, and here's a country that did it. It's kind of like what happened with the Pope. Like, that guy went to Italian prison for life, and then the Pope passed on him. But they never went further and talked about the Bulgarian connection that was with him. And so nobody wanted to start a war with Bulgaria or go into Bulgaria at that time because there was just too much on the table between peace talks and conflicts around the world that Bulgaria would just added to a problem that we didn't need. So I think the U.S. is just like, here you go, we'll give you assets, we'll protect the Vatican, we'll do flyovers, we'll ensure anything's there, and here's all our intel. And the Italian authorities blocked and beat that guy up for the rest of his life, for as far as I knew.
I feel like there's you guys, and I'm not, I get it. I'm not saying they aren't a threat to the U.S. They're definitely going to be a threat to any of our government or military personnel or anybody that's attached to them in the Middle East and regions where they have interest in, such as Lebanon, such as Iraq. We know that. But do I think that do we consider them like a broader terrorism threat beyond that to the United States? If they have a nuke, I don't think they'd ever dare launch it to the U.S. because, that's just my opinion. But I think they're absolutely an existential threat to the Jews or Israel. Look at Hamas. We can look at Hezbollah. We can look at who's been rocketing, even sending the rockets from Iran. We can look at the Houthis. We get that. But to sell it to Americans, us everyday Americans, we find them to be some kind of imminent or existential threat, anything but. They're not a
Hola
country
gente bonita, me pueden ayudar siguiendo esta cuenta, por favor. Se los agradecería mucho. Saben que
look at I don't know, larger countries, like if China, maybe some other large countries wanted to join them, and they're very hostile towards us. I would say that's definitely an existential threat to us. But Iran, these are just
Some people say a burp is worse than a fart. Like I said earlier, the threat is not necessarily Iran launching nuclear missiles. Like, as soon as they push the button, they know that it's over. The record is, and this is the scary part, is the dirty bomb applications that they most definitely would employ. They would absolutely do this. They would do it in the continent of Africa in a variety of nations. They would definitely, Israel would be a fucking target. Saudi Arabia would be a target. Europe, like, fuck, they can't even keep them out. And that would absolutely go on.
You're bullshitting.
I'm just curious though. They would target Europe though, because I don't. Once again,
They have
what did they
supported
target Europe?
Well, they have supported terror attacks. Subway cars, the fucking music when they, what was that shooting? That was
some people say a burp is worse than a fart.
That was ISIS.
Iran, because they're still.
No, do you know who the biggest enemies of ISIS were? And they killed each other on site in brutal fashion. Yes. And whenever the Shia militias ran across ISIS and they got the better of them, they were going to slit their fucking throats.
Yeah, but they also attacked us.
Both of them attacked us. Both of them attacked us.
You know, 613 deaths by Iran alone. So, Jack Sparrow, go back down to wherever you're from.
I'm not saying it's okay that service members lost their lives to Shia militias. Was my understanding when you had that civil war in Iraq, we know who was training and supplying and funding a lot of the Shia militias in Iraq. Both sides were not fond of the United States. The U.S. was fighting both of them. That was the context of their fighting. Iran, of course, pretty fucked up. They were sending rockets that killed some people, gave a lot of U.S. troops traumatic brain injuries. Yes, absolutely nasty pieces of shit. I'm not downplaying what they did. And then, of course, Lebanon in the 80s. Outside of the context of us meddling in their regional interests, I don't really see them as a threat to the U.S.
They're a threat to the U.S. because they possess a nuclear weapon. It destabilizes.
What is it about nuclear weapons?
It is about Iran.
Which nuclear weapon facilities are we destroying?
The power plants at the Fodro, where they produced over 400 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium.
But I thought Trump
has been very clear that this war was tied to the negotiations to get Iran to stop doing centrifuges. He said it specifically. Well, whatever.
That's the biggest compliment. At any point, a clear story.
At any point, he has been clear that is a threat, and certainly that is a threat, even if he hasn't said it. And it's a threat to the region, and it's a threat to the world.
That's not what the media, even the media dropped that one at this time.
That's fine, but you want the real world threat, or you want what the media is talking about?
Okay.
The real threat is Iran cannot be allowed to develop a nuclear weapon, full stop. They cannot be allowed to do that.
Wow.
We agree. No, everybody agrees with that. But it was not because of a nuclear threat that we decided this time.
Absolutely.
We had to go.
That was the reason. Trump said it was the reason. It was tied to these negotiations. When the negotiations broke down, that's when they launched the attacks. This specific attack was tied to the failure of the negotiations.
He gave many fucking excuses for why he invaded Iran.
No, that was the reason for the attack. The secondary.
There's a bunch of reasons given for the attack.
No, no. You're talking about a secondary interest. There's a secondary interest which is overturning the regime. That is not the primary target, and Trump has been clear about that. They are hopeful
that's not
that
the primary one they're going with even today. Like they never try to do. No, and not even close. I mean, they were going with. Especially the first couple of days, and they're kind of leaning back more into it, is that they could have some kind of intercontinental ballistic missile, whether or not it will have a nuclear.
He has been very clear that the only reason why that they would pursue overturning the regime is because he doesn't believe that this current regime will ever commit to not developing a nuclear weapon. Everything is revolving around the nuclear threat.
I've only been hearing how that's largely been debunked everywhere in the media. So I don't know what to say, dude.
But it's hard to get. You're not listening to what the administration is saying.
People have secondary interests, bro.
Hold on. Since when you trust the media, Pippin?
Okay, but there's no credible.
Which media? CNN?
CNN's been. Is Barry Weiss already running that bitch now? Is it?
Not yet. Did that go through?
He's about
I thought it went through. I could be wrong. So I mean.
So not very good. So take this. They're at what, 60%? Let's say on the same side.
I'm well aware of the 60%.
Okay, so we're all in agreement they're at 60%. That's weapons grade. That's
and over 400 kilograms. This is a very significant amount.
Okay, yeah. So we all agree that they're at 60%, 400 kilograms. Great. We're all in agreement on that. So if you're going with the prolonged attacks, if you're looking at the history of the U.S., yes, we caused the problem in the first place, but oh well, fuck it, it's 50 years ago. But now the new problem is that they have been ratcheting up terror attacks. They have, like, you may not like it, but they have threatened allies. They have attacked allies, and they've attacked our own ships. So when you have Trump, who, yeah, maybe he's not articulate enough on the answers, but plenty of presidents have been trying to do various things with Iran, including dealing with the fact that they do attack on the seas, they do attack our own ships, and even Biden was fucking frustrated to the point where he was like, fuck the JCPOA reinstatements, because he was getting pissed off at it, especially when he was going down in polling after the Navy attacks started. So, I mean, at some point, this was going to happen, and the idea of leaving that material in the hands for further development and research capabilities in Iran is a bit absurd. But the other thing is, we don't really necessarily need a reason, because they've already attacked our own U.S. military ships, they attacked our Navy, and they attacked our civilian. And not just ours, they've attacked others. Like, I agree with you, we should have the Middle East in, but they've already Iran's already the line where we could act.
They're our enemy. They made it clear. But I guess. All right.
And Pepe, we haven't even talked about all the cyber attacks. We talked about a little before in the room.
That's just modern.
No. But we talked about, as I mentioned it before. But there's other than the bomb and shooting attacks. There's other ways to attack our nation, which they've been doing.
Yeah, they absolutely. Yeah, if you go on the FBI's most wanted. Section just for cyber criminals, you're going to see a bunch of Chinese, Russian, and Iranians on there. Most of them work for their version of the NSA, and I totally agree.
It's one of the worst rogue nations on the planet.
The IRG fucking sucks. They're bad. They're horrible people. Nobody. I wish. If I could snap my fingers right now and the IRGC falls, the people take control, and Trump and Netanyahu can declare their big fucking victory, that would be amazing. That means everybody, we fought the good fight. It was all worth it. This is not what that is about. We all agree that Iran should never have a fucking nuke, and that the IRGC are horrible, and they're terrorists.
Yeah, we're all agree.
Yes. Now, with that 460 kilograms of the 60% enriched uranium. Now, it's my understanding after a previous strike in June, is it like buried under a bunch of fucking rubble or something like that? And now you don't want them to get access to it?
The IAEA has said that it's not sufficiently significantly damaged, so there's still a significant risk.
So this is
we're also aware that they moved. We're also aware that there was even reporting that they actually moved and had backup locations where they shifted some of the research and some of the materials. Exactly. It's a lot, and we're continuing research there. And I believe, I don't know. It's really hard to tell with Iran because, they told the talks we're going to continue developing the nuke. Okay, no one wants you to have it. Well, too bad, we're going to do it anyway. Well, all right, you got to stand on it. And Trump pulled their bluff.
But this is my question.
That's the biggest problem is that they.
Yes, I get that. That's the biggest problem. Now, but here's the other problem. Is all right. We killed Khomeini. We've cleansed the country of a lot of their mullahs that deem who is appropriate to elect. We killed so many of them.
Oh, say the Israelis, and it was a woman pilot that took him out. I just want to say that.
Amazing.
It's a real
shalom to her.
Well, she was the Queen Esther of today. That's very cool.
Nice. No, okay, so the end of the problem is that they still are, basically, they functionally have control. They're still launching attacks. Now, we can keep on knocking them out, primarily by air, but then eventually the question is like, okay, do we send ground troops? What is going to be the cost of that in terms of lives, primarily? But how far do we have to go to stop them from doing something with that 460 kilometers?
We have to do whatever it takes. You know, this is the problem. People want a solution in 4 weeks' time. It doesn't work that way.
They're going to get interventions.
Well, we have to do whatever we can to stop them.
Pakistan.
You have to take out the delivery method too, guys.
The idea that we're supposed to go and fucking do all this just so they don't get nukes, it's gonna happen eventually, guys.
Well, Pakistan got its nukes by theft. That's how it got it. That's how it got its nukes. Well, yeah, in fairness,
no, Israel's a different case. Israel's not violating NPT. Iran is the only country in the world that's violating.
They didn't sign it, of course, so the rules are
right. Don't even play Israel card at Euro. That's ridiculous.
No, but I'm talking about international violations. Iran is the only.
Israel doesn't even officially acknowledge that they have nukes. That's the only way.
It's not illegal for Israel to have nukes. It is illegal for Iran to have nukes. I don't understand why people don't understand the difference.
It was illegal.
Not illegal.
What was illegal, though, was for you guys to literally spy and steal nuclear secrets and then nuclear material to help, start your fucking nuke.
I don't know who invented it in the first place.
You guys.
So you can conflate all Jews in America with Israel?
Who invented it.
I don't know. But if you're saying that, then, in other words, we can't trust Jewish Americans because... Sure, we get that, but then if you're a Jewish American, if a Jewish American invents anything, that should give Israel the right to something. Therefore,
I didn't say it was a right.
All Jews are basically they're double citizens. They have.
If somebody committed espionage, they should be charged and convicted with espionage. This is not geopolitics. You're talking about a crime.
You're talking about nuclear secrets that were stolen. And God only knows.
If it's the case, then the person should be charged with espionage. Well, then charge the person with espionage.
Or the state. How about the state?
No one's disagreeing that if someone stole secrets from the United States, but I mean, who was it? When did it happen? What do you know about?
Well, I mean, we can look at what is his name? Paul.
No, but he didn't steal. I mean, he was like lower level stuff, and he was convicted. He was convicted, right? And no one's arguing about that.
Nobody sold them.
Sure, but what I would question is this.
Secrets, Jack.
What I would question is this, because this is where the optics look bad for Zionist Americans, is that. Okay, he went back to Israel. I'm not going to fault Netanyahu with this because he cares about.
The question is like, okay, do we send ground troops
first?
After 125, I believe it was pretty significant.
The part that does make it look bad is you have. Wasn't it the Adelson's fucking private jet that flew them there, like a big donor to
Yeah.
That looks bad.
For whom? Sheldon? He passed away. Sheldon's body is in the mountain.
This stuff is quote-unquote bad. It doesn't compare to what we're talking about with Iran developing nuclear weapons and being a threat to the entire Middle East and the world. We're talking about the sustainability of the world, and you're talking about somebody committing
sustainability
in the world,
or
the
sustainability
and the person should be charged and convicted as a personal crime.
Pakistan has
got to get your head around that.
Pakistan is not the same place as Iran. I don't know why you don't understand that.
We just learned the delivery method can hit Europe. We just learned that. They made it clear.
Just hitting the Middle East is sufficient to start a World War III.
To be fair, they don't know the origin of the hitting Saudi, who's an ally, and hitting UAE that are
Hitting all over the Middle East could literally trigger World War III.
It's not the same thing after you start. Okay, look. You have a monkey in a cage, you hit it and it spazzes out and throws rocks and spits on everybody. That's what they did. We struck them.
Look,
they have primitive
if
technology.
You think Iran
they love rockets and drones everywhere. That's what we thought.
Anyone that thinks that Iran having a nuclear weapon doesn't pose a significant
we all
threat.
do. We've already said it.
Debating maybe it's not a problem. It's a problem, and so the world needs to stop Iran, whatever it takes, from developing a nuclear weapon. Well, you can disagree, but then you're in a very small minority.
I just have the echo chamber.
So, like, it would be okay if they had the nuclear weapon and they went after a U.S. base that's in Kuwait. So they take out all of Kuwait because they're going after the base in Kuwait. That's okay?
Look, Iran, even without a nuclear weapon, is a major threat to destabilize. That's without a nuclear weapon. Just ballistic weapons and its proxies, it's causing havoc throughout the Middle East. Now imagine that they're 100 times more powerful because now they have a nuclear weapon. I mean, it's just crazy.
You're stuck in the
Let Jake say something. He's been trying to talk.
I think a lot of you are either stuck in the Iranian people's and the Israeli point of view, and you lack objectivity. Now, I don't mind if you think they are a threat or they're not a threat, but like you saying, like it doesn't matter. It's okay. Israel has them.
How is Iran not a threat?
Israel has actually threatened to.
No, explain how Iran is not a threat.
Bro, hey, don't tell me what to do.
Well, you're the one claiming it's not.
No, hold on. Let him explain that. Well, okay, he can answer that too. Just let him.
Don't fucking tell me what to say.
Well, if you're gonna make a claim,
Holy shit. Israel actually threatened two different countries in the Middle East.
Israel's neighbor.
Oh my god. Cairo and Damascus. Two major cities. One in Egypt, one in Syria.
And when were these threats made? When were they specifically made?
During the 70s and 67 war. So Iran.
Wait, when did Israel get nuclear capability?
Why don't you look that up?
Well, you're saying in 67, which was the 6-Day War, they didn't need nuclear weapons to win the 6-Day War.
Just look it up if you want the exact facts. I know this
if
is
it's part of a war that's
trying to slow me down.
Guys, hold on. Just let Jack finish.
Holy fuck. Like, these tactics are so cringe. Anyway, Iran being a threat, it's mutually assured destruction. You think they're gonna go drop a nuke or do a dirty bomb somewhere, and you don't think they're gonna face the same repercussions? Sure, it'll make them a threat in the sense that, you know, can't just go invade them or fucking flip around their regime like we're trying to do or we've tried to do in the past. It won't make it as easy. Same shit with North Korea. That guy's a fucking psychopath.
By the way, you're right. They got it in '67, Jack, and they got it with the help of the French. It was the French who assisted them in developing it.
It was also the South Africans. You guys were setting off. What is it? Like with the detectors for
I'm an American, Pepe, so you keep saying you guys. I don't know if there are any Israelis.
Yeah, it's very offensive. You keep saying you guys.
Okay,
I'm like,
my bad. It's because obviously
problem
you guys are Zionists, so my bad.
I support the state of Israel, but you're talking to me as if I'm a citizen there. I'm not. You're an American.
Look at you as an Abby, man. Look at you as an American Abby. Like, I don't think of you as an Israeli.
You guys get just as defensive when we're talking about Israel, or like some IRGC board gets defensive when we're talking about Iran. I fucking tried to have
I just looked it up, Jack.
Questioned.
You as well.
But like, can you say that till I'm finished? I give you guys the same respect. I'll let you finish your sentences. And at the end of the day, like I said, Iran having a nuclear weapon, in my mind, is inevitable. It's gonna happen. I don't think they're fucking as reckless as, as soon as they get it, it's over for us and it's doomsday and all this shit. I don't think so. It's just gonna make nuclear deterrence one of their main priorities.
I think that this is my other biggest fear. That would be the inevitable outcome if we did not, if we were to attack Iran, because at the end of the day, the overall American support for this war is pretty low. So we don't have the appetite to, I think, do what it would take like we would have in 2003 when we invaded Iraq, when we were a pretty patriotic country at that point. I don't think we had the appetite to go in and do what it would take, and I think Trump really wants to just get this shit over with quickly, and it's likely going to mean that the IRGC will remain in power. And what this would do more than anything, and it's a logical lesson for them, is that we need to get a nuke as soon as possible by any means necessary, and if we had a nuke, this would not have happened in the first place, and that is kind of, in a way, sets everything back even worse. And I don't see how this was going to play out well. Like, I don't know. It's this whole thing was fucked up. I mean, you had a bunch of Iranian protesters who revolted. You had a lot of people in the West spurring this shit up. Israel and the United States, Pahlavi. They did their thing. They lives likely were in vain, and we bombed the shit out of them, only for them to remain in power. And I cannot see any scenario where we end up putting large enough of a ground force in where we can actually take them out of power. I don't. You're gonna have some Kurds that will come in that maybe to help support the U.S. Like, they're not gonna take on 90 million people.
You don't necessarily have to take them out of power. That's just one option amongst.
You think that while they're in power, that after this, you would have to be an insane person.
No.
To not want to get a fucking nuke after this.
There's several possibilities. One is the one that you're talking about, where it's perceived as, well, gee, if we had a nuke, we would have been safe from this. Another way to look at it is, if we hadn't trying to develop nuclear weapons, we wouldn't have been attacked. So it just depends.
Beyond naive. That is so beyond naive.
Yeah, who's gonna make it for this?
You killed their beloved leaders, and now their
people want to survive, and people do what they think is in the best interest of themselves and their country. So that can be perceived a lot of different ways.
How would you feel if somebody killed the leaders of your country? Even if they're in the wrong, you're going to end up having a very...
Depends.
Uncheck the country.
I'm talking about the leaders of the IRGC. In other words, the people that come into power after them.
It depends on the extent people blame their leaders for what happened or not. And some people
they don't give a shit about their people.
No, a lot of the people in the country are against the regime and
Obviously.
are for the regime. So that's why and the people that want to have power or want to gain power are cognizant of that. And so that plays a role.
Yes, they have to make it new. But can I ask you, who's going to make it for them? The same IRGC or Islamic Republic, if they had the disability to create a new fucking missile already, okay, they would have hesitated to make it.
I don't think they would have hesitated, but
they don't have any scientists, bro. All of them, they got killed, bro.
Sure.
There's none of them. So who's gonna build it for them?
Keep this up. They're not going to have any economy. They need an economy.
Kim Jong-un is building it for them.
And the question is, is that, and I guess, and that is the other thing. There's obviously smart. The Iranians are smart people. In comparison to their neighbors, at least.
And the question is,
and they do. Yeah. Do I think they can find a way around it? Yeah. I mean, realistically, very educated and smart population.
the question
I don't know. Like I'm not asking these questions because I want to believe that they'll stay in power. I wish they just let them go away.
You're a great
you're doing a great job of outlining like the downside potential, and you're right about the downside potential. What you're missing is it's in Iran's interest, long-term interest, to not develop nuclear weapons and pursue successful economy and join the world's community and not be a nation. That's in their long-term interest. So the key is hopefully at some point to have leaders understand that.
But if I was the IRGC, I'm just honest. I'm not talking about the Persians, but if I was IRGC, no, I was a hardliner. Hardline. My goal would be to kill many more Jews. Fuck the state of Israel. Fuck America.
Would you take out the Pope too? Would you take out the Pope?
I don't know why you always think of Jews. I don't know that Israel is not Jews.
Guys, let me.
Yeah, but I don't think he would take out the Pope. Is the Pope?
They're friends with the Pope.
Peter, you're alive, Peter?
I agree with you, Pepper, because whoever knows IRGC, they know that these guys don't care about Iran. They don't care about the controls. Even in IRGC...
I am on this stage and okay.